Hey everybody, welcome to episode 2 of Two Peas in a Podcast.
Heyo, Fionna and Cake.
Woo!
Fionna and Cake.
In this episode, we're going over a lot of stuff, so be ready for that. Sit down, put your headphones on. We hope you enjoy.
Somebody get an AED. What's up, guys?
Welcome back.
Boom, boom, boom.
That's how many weeks it's been. 4.
It's been 4 to 5 weeks.
And I have an explanation.
I haven't even talked since the last podcast to preserve my vocal cords.
Don't worry, guys. We haven't talked in 4 weeks, just so
Yeah.
this podcast will be action-packed and full of sauce.
It's going to be so interesting.
Yeah, so we missed, even though we said we wouldn't, because my family got COVID, and I didn't want to meet up with Dennis and risk him getting sick.
Yeah, cases are kind of spiking in Oregon again, so we've been careful. We have taken every
No
possible
Dave and Buster's
precaution.
trips.
Yeah,
Because we don't want to...
for a while.
That's
actually.
probably where we got it, dude.
No.
They
not-
wouldn't.
Buster would not do that to us.
Dave, maybe, but
On the
he's in
fence,
check
yeah.
when Buster's there.
Yeah, like if Dave is in a room, Buster like counteracts every evil force that exists in Dave's soul.
If you don't know what Dave and Buster's is, you gotta check it out. We are not sponsored by Dave and Buster's, but you gotta check it out.
I got a yo-yo there. It still works.
Yeah, to this day.
To this very day.
Dave and Buster's PR team, hit us up.
We want stickers and a sponsorship, and if you sponsor us, we'd be squealing like a damn hog.
I'd go to Dave and Buster's almost every day. We got a lot to talk
already do
about.
that.
Because, yeah. I'd go every day more.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first time only covered the first 2 episodes, so we got episodes 3 through 8 to talk about for Fionna and Cake, because that's back.
It's not that many.
Studio audience clapping. Before we get into that, though, Dennis,
Yeah.
I have a gift for you.
No way.
I'll be right back.
Guys, I didn't know that this was gonna happen.
You're saying it like you did know.
No. Guys, for everyone that's listening on Spotify, this is the grass sword. There is a tutorial up to make this. Thank you.
Yeah. We've been talking about for a while. He's like, man, I kind of want one. And I was like, I'll give it to you.
Back by
And then I just
popular
hadn't.
demand. I know, yeah. I feel like we always talk about, like...
Oh, I'll give it to you next time.
I'll take stuff to go home, and then, like, I just leave without it, and then I'm like,
If you're wondering what the grass sword looks like, it's literally the one from the tutorial on how to make the grass sword.
Yeah, if you're wondering what it looks like, I'd say, awesome.
I'd say the grass sword, maybe.
Yeah. Basically, imagine, like, a sword made out of grass blades.
Wow.
Like a blade of grass.
Mayhaps.
One of my favorite episodes, for sure.
So
Anyway.
that's that, everybody. Studio audience clapping.
Thanks, dude.
Boom. Boom. Boom.
One of our famous triple high fives.
If you know us, you know the triple high five.
If you know, you know.
Okay, I want to talk about Fionna and Cake.
You do?
I kind of do.
Yeah.
First and foremost, in the first episode, I was like, man, I don't like older Finn.
Yeah.
And I gotta be real, man. He's grown on me. Seeing him in Prismo's Wishmaster, and I don't know. At first, I didn't like the design, but I think it was just so different from what we knew that I was like, meh. But like the more I see him, I'm like, yeah, it works. I like it.
When I see him like on Farm World,
Yeah.
it kind of makes me think more about just Puhoy,
Yeah.
and that I like that vibe. Like I like that, and it kind of makes sense because it's like not every Finn is gonna look like that, but I don't know. I mean, Finn is Finn. Like, it's cool.
I think, I don't know if I talked with you about this, but, I think the reason when I first saw Farmworld Finn as an adult, I was like, dang, dude, he looks sick. I wonder why mainline Finn doesn't look like that. And I think it's because, that Jake is just a normal dog. So I think that, like, the mainline Finn's diet is terrible because of Jake.
Oh yeah.
So that's why he's not, like, shredded.
Yeah, you were telling me like because they just eat like whatever.
Yeah. Like, tortillas filled with ice cream for dinner. Like,
they get a little spaghetti in there though.
they get a little silly with a little spaghetti.
And like that one episode where there's just grapefruits like everywhere,
Yeah.
and they don't know.
Finn cakes are constantly in the refrigerator.
True.
They get a little silly with it. How do you think Fiona's gonna lose her arm?
I don't know if she will. I think
No, she's gotta, like every version of the Hero comet.
she's not a part of the Hero Comet, though, is she?
She's gotta be. She's like an alternate reality Finn.
I don't know. I guess she is, but
I think it'll probably happen in the next 2 episodes. Whoops.
probably that would be cool. I
Not
would,
cool for her, but cool for us to watch.
Or what if it's like the end of I, Robot starring Will Smith, where like she had one the whole time, and it like she's like going down like a massive pipe, and it like scrapes off.
And then they're like,
Yeah.
wait.
And they're like, yo.
Dude, with the TV-14 rating, I am a little worried. Because Finn's arm, when it got like pulled off, it was just like... But since they can show blood now, her arm being removed might be brutal.
It like drops like in Minecraft, and it's like spinning in a circle.
It's like, oh!
I'm gonna have to craft a new one. My style.
By the gods!
I think that would be, I don't know, like, it's kind of, it's on the fence for sure, because, like, that reality was just made by Prismo, and it's not attached to any other reality.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that's what's kind of cool about it, is, like, we don't know anything that's gonna happen, but...
To swim, just a dream.
I think it'd be cool if it happened.
Yeah, I'm very, very curious. I know you wrote down episode by episode what you thought happened, like the most important thing that happened, so do you want to go over those one by one? Also,
yeah, biggest takeaways.
Adventure Time. That's what we're talking about, because we didn't say.
Yeah, we said Fionna and Cake.
Guys, pretend I didn't just say what I just said.
We're talking about Oregon.
Yeah. The Oregon Trail. Dude.
The Oregon Trail.
Dude, I wonder if they'll do an episode on the Oregon Trail.
Yeah, probably.
That'd be sick.
Because...
I hope Fiona doesn't get dysentery, dude.
So is any... Dude, if Cake doesn't make it, I'm gonna start squealing.
Dude, oh my gosh, actually, like, because we didn't get to see how Jake died, and I don't think we're gonna.
Jake dies on the Oregon Trail.
It's brutal, dude.
Of dysentery and
They had
an
to...
amputated leg.
Only Finn, he had to eat Jake. Alright.
Yo.
No. No one draw that. Alright. Do you want to go over your...
Talk about vor. Anyway. It's like that comic where he gets rolled into the crater and it like
he fills it.
Fills Finn's stomach and he's massive.
That's why he's so big, dude.
Dude.
It all makes sense.
Somebody draw that.
Stop. Nobody draw that. Nobody draw that, and do not connect us to that.
Send it to us on Instagram and we'll put it in the next podcast.
Stop.
If it's not too graphic. All right. Episode
You
3.
realize you've just sealed your fate. Like,
nothing vile.
let's just move on.
All right.
It's too late.
Episode 3. Cake the Cat. I think that it's very interesting that, like, Cake is just sort of, like, cool with being stretchy now and wasn't afraid of that at all. And she's just like, this is what's natural to me. Like, this is the way that it's supposed to be.
Yeah, she was very comfortable. Like, she's like, this is, like she says in a later episode, like, this is me. I want to say, too, to pat ourselves on the back here.
Voice box.
Yeah, we were right about a lot of stuff. Like, not everything. Like, the Prismo sending them after each other was not correct. But we were right about the voice box. I can't remember what else we were right about, but I listened to it again the other day, and I was like, oh, yeah.
I did not expect Prismo to be the reason that the red beam existed. I didn't think that would be him.
Well, there was something that you brought up.
It was like the equivalent of Peppermint Butler in Fionna and Cake's world.
Oh, right.
I thought that was gonna,
yeah.
like, be the person that had some sort of, like, they were, like, psychic or something, or they could, like, send messages out into space.
Yeah.
Just, it would contact random wizards and be like, yo.
Which was kind of what Scarab does in a weird way. The dung boy. He has that device thing that, like, tells him when something happened. So it was kind of the reverse of that. Instead of them sending Fionna and Cake into random people's minds, the fact that it was sent into Or I guess not really. It's because it was a crossover. Man, never mind.
Well, that diamond thing reminds me of that episode where Jake is talking to Lady Rainicorn, and it like scans the piece of paper, and then it like shoots out the laser, and then it shoots back into his brain,
okay.
and then he's like, "Oh."
It's like, and since it's through dreams, it's kind of like Cosmic Owl style. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's
just like last episode,
how,
we're gonna be saying I don't know a lot.
Like dreams aren't traceable by
whoever
Golb or any like higher power, which it's kind of cool to see what those higher powers look like.
Yeah.
Like in the later episodes, like there are literal like
sphere.
Yeah, like it shows you what like
say
the
goodbye to your legs.
Gods or angels of this world look like.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool. Tiffany's an angel.
Oh yeah. Tiffany's a cop now? Dude, okay. Episode I'm trying to remember exactly what happened in episode 3. Oh, we saw Ice Thing again. Because it was flying over to... Yeah. I was kind of thinking, cool. Like, why can't Prismo just put it in Gunther/Ice Thing's mind? Or is it because it's already in Simon's, he can't transfer it or something? Or, like, it just destroy that? I don't know. But, yeah.
Well, that crown was, like, fused into that thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so that one can't leave. Which is cool to think about, because it's almost like they did that with this in mind.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, speaking of Ice Thing, I brought it up. I don't know why I said it like that. Something that I realized the other day that I realized for the first time ever, in Come Along With Me when he wishes to be Ice King, and then he also wishes for the drum set. For, like, the longest time I was like, I didn't think twice about it. Like, Ice King just plays the drums. But I think it's because, in, the Master Evergreen episode with the original Gunther, remember he Evergreen was like, play the chimes, Gunther, and then he kept playing the drums. Like, he kept having the thing that played the drums instead of the chimes. You know what I'm talking about? The potion that he would open. So I think that's why Ice King plays the drums, is because like each wearer of the crown has like something put into it. So when he wore it, the thing that he put in was maybe the drums or something.
Whoa.
Because I think the reason Ice King goes after princesses is because of Simon trying to find Betty.
Wow.
But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's also, like, there was a time when Betty wore the crown too, right?
Yeah, for, like, a brief second.
I wonder if there's any, like, lasting effect from her to Simon too. I can't remember exactly, like, the thing with the potions and stuff, but I'm sure that's cool. Like, that's... Huh. It, like, leaves a lasting impression. Also, like, in that later episode, there's a crown that was just in a kick drum.
Yeah.
That they didn't find.
I think that's the one that Fionna did find.
Well, she said that she got it from the ice world. So maybe she was able to clone it. Like, sometime. I'm trying to remember...
I thought she meant like she meant it...
Ice, like that Ice King's crown.
I thought she meant it like she found it back at the Ice Kingdom.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, maybe.
Like the sand fizzled one?
Yeah. The Witch's Wish World. But we'll get to that later.
Back to Cake.
Fionna and episode 3, Cake. Yeah, I liked episode 3, but I feel like they were really just getting their footing in the first 3 episodes, and then everything after that was like...
Episode 3 was like the call to action, like figuring out like, yo, I should be Ice King again so I can help you guys save your reality. Like,
I thought that was episode 4.
Was that 4? Oh yeah.
Yeah, because at the end of 4 he's like, I need to be Ice King.
Okay. That's
episode 3 was when
Farm World.
Yeah, we see the blinking remote. Because
nice.
Fionna shows up in Ooh in episode 3, right?
I think so.
Yeah, and then the girl and her go to find Cake. Yeah.
The very end of 3 is them getting phased into Prismo's time room. Okay, yeah, so then 4, something that I thought about was I thought it was so cool that like Prismo can split his consciousness and then re-merge and then understand everything that happened still.
Yeah, it just combines them.
Like, that's really cool. It's also like, I love how everyone just thinks that Prismo is cool, and like when Scarab is like trying to like rat him out, and like
he's like, nah man, Prismo's cool.
He's cool, he wouldn't do that.
He just is doing that too. It's the best part. I really want, this is a little off topic, I want Prismo's pickles. Like, I want them to sell like Prismo's artisan pickles.
Artisan pickles.
I would absolutely buy those.
Put them in a jar.
I don't even particularly like pickles, but I want those.
Yeah.
Because they look so good.
I don't like pickles an awful lot either.
Especially just not like just on their own.
Yeah.
I don't know. They make it look so good.
I feel like I haven't had like really really good like homemade pickles.
Mm,
Like I've had like jarred ones, but
we'll make it a journey
journey
on the channel. We'll go to every mark my words.
Pickles
Right
only.
hand on the Bible, on the Quran, and on the
Enchiridion.
Torah. Right hand on the Enchiridion. We will go to every state to find the best artisan pickles
We'll start in our hometown.
that we're not gonna say.
I'll give you a hint. It's in Oregon. But yeah, so I also thought that was pretty cool. Prisma's just a really cool guy.
Yeah, I feel like he's definitely like obviously depressed
Yeah,
because of probably Jake dying.
yeah.
I don't know. They don't say, and I don't think they're gonna say, which is fine.
Which is cool that he can see every reality.
But
And
he
Jake
liked
is,
that
like,
Jake. Yeah,
his favorite like dude.
yeah. I
Maybe
agree.
just in every reality.
When he was watching that, I don't know if he was watching like a previous thing with Finn and Jake where we saw like, they were holding that egg person Jake was.
I think that's probably
Do you think it's a flashback or an alternate reality?
with like the pacing of the show. Like he was watching it on his screen, so it's kind of like I feel like he can only see things that are happening. Because he's never like rewinded, right?
He did in Farmworld when in crossover, when they beat went and cut the
yeah.
Lich's hand off. He re-put the crown before the bomb went off, so it destroyed the crown. But I guess that's maybe different.
So, but that means that like he was reversing like time itself, though.
Yeah, because then the events happened again, but then once they were done with the crown, it blew up and everything happened.
Huh.
Curious or uncurious?
What if he just keeps rewinding time so that Jake never
Yeah.
dies?
Man, it's crazy. Like, Finn obviously is not taking Jake's death well either, but it's crazy that it seems like Prism was taking it worse than Finn. Which is pretty crazy.
I think Finn's kind of probably in
denial. Yeah.
Maybe it happened like recently.
Yeah, well, because even if he did go back in time or a different reality, regardless, Finn had the Jake tattoo already. And that was certainly after Obsidian. So get dunked on, all the people who said Jake died before Obsidian. Clearly Finn's older now and Jake's still alive, so.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe don't get dunked on. Maybe I'll get dunked on. We'll see. Maybe that's a different reality where like Prismo made it where Jake like came back to life. I don't know. Who's to say?
I think that they're definitely not overplaying the alternate reality thing.
Yeah.
I think that that's become like a part of media for like everything recently.
Yeah,
where,
the
like,
multiversal
Marvel, DC,
shenanigans.
everything is like, yo, the multiverse is real and this stuff happens, and it's like, it doesn't feel cheesy in this.
Yeah, it feels intentional. Like they were
Yeah.
planning it. Like it doesn't feel like they're like, oh shit, everybody else is doing multiversal stuff. Let's do it too.
Yeah.
I felt like it was an explanation for the red beam, and now it's not even. I mean, I guess it is multiverse because Prismo said it was, but they did explain in the episode before the finale of season 4, right as they go into Prismo's time room, right before Finn the Human. I think the episode's the Lich, maybe? I don't know. But right before, when Buko is explaining the Enchiridion, he's talking about how some objects can connect multiverses. So they did have the multiverse since season 4. Like, it's not like they were just randomly, like, how everything else right now is like, oh, multiverse is popping, let's do that.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Me gusta.
It's just kind of cool how like every world is like the same thing, but
Yeah.
just altered.
Some variant. Yeah. Very cool. I wonder, yeah, I'll get to that later, because there's something I want to say. Something that I wrote down in my notes here that's with a later episode.
My notes. So
We saw Martin, too, on Scarab's computer thing, which is fun.
we did, and
I thought Martin was for sure dead, right? Because he went with the Comet lady who was like, do you want a bigger form of existence? And he was like, okay. And then there's like...
Did he die though, or because he could exist? He was still alive inside the moth's like head, and he couldn't control where he was going.
Yeah, because he took the moth with him, though. Remember, so after Finn talks to the comet, it offers Finn a higher form of existence, and he's like, I want to see through this meat reality.
Saucy.
Yeah. And he's like, I'll go. And then they disappear.
Oh, yeah.
I assumed, like, they no longer had a physical existence, but I guess my assumption was probably wrong.
Well, I mean, it could be. It could not be, but that's also another...
It's very in character for Martin to experience a higher plane of existence and then go back to being a con artist.
Well, would that just be like that version of Martin, though?
Yeah, this could be a different realities, Martin, you think?
I think so.
Yeah, because he can travel multiverses, maybe. Scarab?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, like... Well, that means that there's a Martin in every universe.
Yeah.
So it's like... In that universe, he's not, like... stupid, but
Yeah.
he also never had Finn, because when he sees him, he's like, I love this little guy.
Oh,
like,
yeah, in Vamp World,
Yeah.
the star.
Yeah,
That's something I wanted to talk about the star more, because there's something that I feel like nobody's talking about in that episode. A little teaser for later. Even a little breadcrumb style.
I mean, so episode 5,
Oh my gosh, Farm World Finn.
it was really cool to see just the Death Gang again, or what?
Oh,
what
yeah,
are they
Destiny
called?
Gang?
Destiny Gang.
Yeah.
It's very... They always kind of reminded... They kind of gave me, like, a regular show kind of
Yeah,
vibe.
totally.
They're very just, like, 80s inspired and, like, very... just intentionally stupid. And I think they're funny.
Big Destiny.
I like the romance that surrounds that, too.
Yeah.
It was just kind of like a failed attempt to get a crown for them, ultimately, but...
They got just a jewel.
Yeah.
This little jewel right here.
This jewel.
Yeah, I surprisingly liked seeing Farm World Finn. Also, I loved the part when he's like, I don't like you mixing it up with the Destiny Gang. And then he's like, math. I love that dialogue. I think it's funny because Fionna and Cake use, like, real-world cusses, but, like, Finn still uses the OG Adventure Time, like,
He's like cussing
dialect.
His
Yeah.
Mom didn't raise me to cuss.
Oh, that's another thing that nobody's talking about, dude. They say in that episode, Destiny, Finn, so he has Jay and Bonnie, which is the name of the kids that he also had in Puhoy. But the thing that nobody's talking about is they were talking about, Mom made this soup. Why is nobody talking about who is the mom? Who did Finn marry and have kids with? Because
she's just not there.
Yeah, they don't even say her name. Like, the implication of the multiverse in Adventure Time is that you end up with the same people. So, like, I'm curious, who does Finn end up with? Because I kind of feel like it's
That's
not
funny
Huntress
how
Wizard.
it's never ever explained.
Yeah, they don't say it. Unless it's the same lady from Puhoy, but we haven't seen, like, a version of her that's not a pillow.
That's kind of cool. It's kind of like I don't know what you would call that, but it's basically when a show will always drag out a relationship to keep you guessing about it. And it's like, things always happen all the time with it, but then the characters are just like, that's not a big deal at all.
Yeah, that
anyway.
old thing?
Like, and I feel like that's kind of, like, true to life, too, because, like, you don't really, like, realize how important relationships are until you kind of have, like, a step back and you're like, wow, like, these people are awesome in my life, and, like, it's cool. But it's funny to see it through the lens, because for some reason they just don't want you to know who Finn
They're like, it's
ends
not
up
important.
With. Yeah.
They very much have that, like, mentality for Adventure Time, which I also, like, simultaneously love, and it gets under my skin. Like, when they're like, this is a huge bit of lore. Doesn't matter, though. It's like, what? Like, please explain. Like, nah, we don't ever need to explain that. It's like, why? I want to know. And they're like, no, it's good.
It's cool, though. I think that's the mark of any, like, good story.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, there's way more to it than
it's
just shown.
Yeah.
That's kind of what makes, like, Star Wars cool, too. Like, there are so many expansions, novels, sideshows now, and stuff that, like, adds to the story.
Yeah.
Like, there is literally infinite media that you could have from Star Wars, because the story is so, like, broad.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like I like the lore of Star Wars more than what I actually see.
Yeah.
Like, I like filling in, like, what I think more than... Like, I still like... Make no mistake. I still like what I see on screen, but sometimes I'm like, oh, what if this happens? And then it's just, like, in my mind, and it's
like,
never gonna happen.
A lot of, like, imagining, and that's, like, just something that, like, makes your imagination run wild, which is, like, that's why the Lich is so cool, because like it feels like we know nothing about him,
Yeah.
but he's just like
Yeah, he's so sick, dude.
he's such a cool like bad guy.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like that mystery element of like any good villain, where like you don't know why they are the way that they
Yeah,
are.
but he
It's
just
sort
is.
of like it's what he is.
Like he says, I am the ceaseless wheel. As a kid, when he said that, I was like, oh my god. Whoa. Dude, I guess we'll wait till we get to Jerry to talk about. Jerry. What a nice guy Jerry is.
I've got something to say about BMO and Jerry.
Yeah. It's interesting. I saw this meme, speaking of the Lich, where it was like the episode where they go to the Citadel and Finn loses his arm, and they see the Lich again before he turns into Sweet Pea. And the clip was it was like a couple days ago, and they were like, "What is today the first day of?" And then it showed the Lich when he was like, "Fall." I was like,
Fall.
it's so intense.
He's like pissed that they didn't remember.
Yeah, and then they're like, I love his psychic powers where he can just make people collapse.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah, anything where like it sounds so messed up, but like
There's just nothing you can do.
just telepathic control
Yeah.
is so like just wrong, but it's also like
What are you gonna do?
having that is such
How do
like
you
a
fight that?
flex as like a
Yeah.
bad guy.
Yeah.
You're like
Like, I'm mad, but I can't do anything about it.
mad, but I literally cannot even.
I
with,
guess I'll lay here.
with the Lich too, it's like they don't even have like their own brain anymore. Like,
Yeah.
they are just a vessel for his mind
Yeah.
immediately.
That poor snail.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you... Man, this is off topic, but have you heard the Billy theme? Like, Billy! There's a theory that how they keeping up, and he fought a bear. The theory is that the bear is the bear that the Lich was controlling.
Oh.
That took the Enchiridion from Finn. And then Billy's later like, I found it in the mouth of a bear. And at that point, Billy is the Lich.
He did fight a bear.
But it's like the Lich... Yeah, it's like the Lich... That's the same bear that Billy fought all those years ago.
Dang.
I'm on the Adventure Time subreddit too much.
Dude, that like that part where he's like in the kitchen dancing, and then Jake's like, and then Finn's just like, I think it's fine. Like
Wait, which part?
where the bear's like pretending to be.
Oh,
Finn in
yeah,
his
yeah,
clothes.
yeah.
That part is like
Hey,
genuinely
Princess
like freaky.
Bubblegum. Yeah, hey, everybody.
Hey everybody.
And then when he smacks Jake and he's like, sleeping weak. It's
just like, I feel like we're just like any of the goofiness in Adventure Time is kind of funny because it's just like, do these people just have like severe radiation and brain damage and they've just mutated to where they can do these things?
like they have no education, like outside of the Candy Kingdom. Like Finn can't like read beyond like a third grade level.
Literally just roughing it.
24/7. Okay, sorry, I derailed us. Off the rails, if you will.
Arnar.
R&R. Oh, you want to bring that up?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's interesting how, because we did see Jake die technically in the mainline series, when BMO like accidentally stopped his heart. But I think that is this the first time that we've seen any Finn like die?
Technically, maybe Old Man Finn from the Pillow World. When he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh no, here we go."
Yeah, which was
But we didn't. It's not. He just switched realities.
Wait.
Like we don't know for sure he died. Like he probably died. But like this is the first time we've ever seen like, oh man, because Finn. To clarify, Finn got like domed, like in the head with 2 spikes. So he's probably Farmworld Finn is probably dead. Like that old lady, she's probably dead. Yeah, I think this is the first time we've ever seen like a physical death of Finn. I think.
I don't know why my brain just did this. It's kind of related, but like, it's crazy how, like, I don't know, like Fionna was just always saying that like she felt like her life was always so much more important than it was, and like there was something that she was like missing. And it's crazy because like she was right where that like those dreams technically weren't hers. Like everyone in that reality is living like Prismo's fan fiction,
Yeah.
and she's like, that's so like cool, and it just seems so like outside of like the range of like what my world is, and this dream is like reoccurring. Like I think that that's my purpose, and it's kind of cool. It's like, I don't know, in terms of like destiny and like what you're supposed to do with your life. It's kind of a cool theme where like
Yeah.
it's an explanation for why people feel the urge to do what they want to do in that world, at least.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
It's like an
'cause it
exterior
also,
motive.
yeah, like it instills Gary's desire to be like a pastry artist, and like
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's pretty interesting.
Build that world. Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
But
It's
yeah.
motivating. I think kind of the theme for Fionna and Prismo is like be motivated to do what you want to do. You know, with like Fionna.
Oh yeah.
Like don't do something you don't want to do because you like can do greater. But then for Prismo it's also like I don't know, like he kind of messed up making the other world. I don't know. I feel like maybe that's wrong. I was gonna say like the theme there would be like sometimes you take it too far, but I don't think that is that is the message for Prismo's world.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a moral gray area on his part to like bring
It seems like it should be fine.
the
like
entire
I know it's
world
against the
into
rules.
existence.
Yeah.
Like knowing what would happen to it if
Yeah.
it was
they got
discovered.
caught. Yeah.
That is kind of weird. Plus, Prismo is God to them.
Yeah. He just created them. Dude, imagine
Yes.
looking in the face of your creator and he's like, oh, yeah, you're like a fanfic.
But not even like
shit.
your living world. Like,
Yeah.
literally, I could not care less what you do, and you guys are awake.
Yeah.
I don't watch it at all. I know nothing about you. You're just like my template for
Like, oh,
my
word.
fan fiction.
Then the next is, it was Winter
Ice,
King.
Winter, which the song at the beginning of this episode was beautiful.
Yeah.
I liked that.
Brian David Gilbert playing Winter King.
Yes.
He was a YouTube, or I don't know if he would be considered a YouTuber, but I watched his YouTube videos. So that's cool.
Yeah, I thought that the part where they were like absolutely decimating the Candy Kingdom was hilarious. How it's,
Just like destroying them
yeah,
brutally.
it was definitely like, I don't know, like it wasn't Adventure Time's like traditional humor, for sure. Like it was pretty dark. Like just the part where like she takes the face of someone
Yeah,
and rips
peels
it off. Like, I don't know. Like that was very unexpected, and I was cackling.
Yeah.
But
I think there's a lot that can be asked about that reality because like you know him saying like, oh, the dead one. So I think like he projected that, like obviously they stated he projected that part of the crown onto Bubblegum, and that's why she wanted the Winter King. How though? Like how do you do that? How do you force of will? Like I know that it's a wishing crown, so it's probably a lot more powerful than we know. But like, how do you do that, right? And then the ice Marceline, too. It's all there's a lot going on that I have not processed. It's very interesting.
yeah, I mean, that was really sad. Just like the flash to, like the puddle.
Yeah.
That was pretty crazy. Like, I don't know. Yeah, like it's very interesting. Because, like, Simon obviously felt horrible, like, when they were initially talking about that, because it was, like,
Yeah.
like, this whole time I could have just, like, by force of will not been, like, stupid and insane.
Yeah. It
And-
made him feel bad until they realized what
Yeah,
was really happening.
Like,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, I was a little frustrated at first, and obviously they explained it away. But, like, at first I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, no way Simon wouldn't be doing that.
Like, it just seems wrong.
Yeah.
And it was, like,
I didn't know it was wrong. Yeah. Definitely.
I don't know, yeah, because if you can... Because he can duplicate objects, so... maybe he used the wish of another crown, or maybe he didn't even know that the crown like had a wish
Yeah.
to begin with. So when he put it on, like he just became crazy over time, but then eventually he
Yeah, I have no idea how he broke out of that. Like, what is that like?
like maybe at one point he was like, I wish they all didn't think I was crazy.
Or like, I wish she came after me instead.
Yeah.
Since they said it was 100 years ago too, Marceline was like 900 years old in that universe when she died, so he had to kill like a fully grown Marceline. Which is pretty messed up. But I don't think Finn and Jake even exist in that reality, which is weird because there should be a Hero Comet and his friend in every reality, but yeah, I mean, where were they?
Yeah, I mean, if not their reincarnations, like,
Yeah.
it is interesting.
There's so much to unpack that I have not like properly like processed for these episodes that like I feel like I'm just being like, yeah, man, I don't know.
I don't know. Like, I completely forgot about the part where he said that he like killed Marceline.
Well, he didn't say that directly. Like, that's just what I came to. What he said was, he was like, you could make a new Betty out of ice. I'm just kidding. That'd be unethical. And then later we do see Marceline made out of ice. So that means he tried to make a new Marceline out of ice.
So maybe she...
But something killed the original Marceline.
What if she's not a vampire or a demon in that reality? And she just, like, passed away?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, maybe there's something with Bubblegum, too. Because, what if that's why he felt bad? Because he made Bubblegum crazy, who Marceline was in love with. And she retaliated, and they got in a big fight.
Oh.
And it ultimately came out with Winter King coming out on top.
Marceline's gone. Well,
Yeah.
that's...
I don't know. That'd be really cool, but I don't know.
That is a scuffed reality.
Dude, all of the last couple episodes, it was like, this is bad, dude.
This is really bad.
The Star particularly, I loved the Star. I loved Jerry
Yeah.
too, dude.
Maybe some of that is just like... Maybe, like, the further he goes along, Simon's just like, dang. Like, maybe...
Yeah.
my existence isn't
It's
as
so
bad,
bad, yeah.
as I thought it was. Like, even though...
Well, learning about Adventure Time lore in general kind of makes you like, damn, this is
I mean,
brutal.
same thing. Like, it's so full-fledged.
Yeah.
Like, every facet of it is just so, like, there's an explanation for anything that's just, like, important. And it's cool. Like, I really like that.
Yeah. You can always have more questions. They definitely put more thought into it than I could ever. Like, any question I have, they definitely have an answer.
Like, even, like, any story. Like, storytelling is hard.
Yeah.
I think that...
They did it the right way, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like, in a lot of books...
Yeah,
in
sometimes they'll
the
just be like,
preface-
I don't know.
Yeah.
But for this, they're like, oh, yeah, I thought about that. It's like,
Oh, yeah. Like, I think that, like, something that I do a lot of the time is, like, when I see, like, an author's name on something... I'm like, oh, so, like, everything in there is, like, them. Like,
Yeah.
They thought of everything.
Yeah.
But, like,
Adventure Time's definitely a team.
it's a team, and most of the books, like, fictional books that I read, like, at the beginning, like, there's just a lot of, like, thank you, saying,
Yeah.
like, this wouldn't have existed without this person. Like,
Yeah.
thank you for all your help and knowledge and research and just, like, everything you did to help me make this. And it's like a group effort, because you're creating an entire world. And obviously... in my opinion, Adventure Time and Star Wars and I don't know, just there's so many like forms of media that are just like beautifully full-fledged into this
Yeah.
entire world.
This is
where-
my Roman Empire.
This
This is what I think about every day.
This is my Rise of Kings.
Like, everybody else is like, wow, think about the Roman Empire. And I'm like, so basically, in Season 7, Episode 24.
Basically. No, yeah, it's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that episode was a fan favorite, though, Winter King. But
I think it was alright. I
Yeah.
Like, out of all of them, like, obviously they're all
didn't
awesome.
dislike it.
But I think that, like, ranking them is hard because
Yeah.
they're all so different. I like just the sort of duality of that reality and the next one where, like, they're
Mhm.
just at war. with vampires.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So before we get into the Star, let me say, the end of Winter King, leading into Star, and forward. I feel, Winter King was the only episode where Fionna felt like Finn, because she was able to like be a hero and everything. And then for the Star, she felt so far from what Finn is, and I know that that's intentional. I'm not saying that this is like, man, they're writing her so poorly. She's nothing like how she's supposed to. No, I'm saying it's because obviously she's grown up differently. She grew up in a world where it was normal, and like she's not used to this, and she has the moral struggle that Finn had after what he thought was killing Fern. She's kind of feeling that with the candy people, but she's now very much like, I'm scared. And Finn has never been like, I'm scared to do this. It's always like, I don't want to hurt people. So I think that going into the Star and Jerry, she felt like not like Finn. She felt very much like her own thing, which I think is really cool, because it's not just because Cake is more or less just Jake, and I feel and that's cool. I like that, but it feels like Fionna is like her own separate thing from Finn, which is very interesting, because it's kind of like it's weird to bring it up, but like nature versus nurture kind of, because it's like, how different would Finn be if he grew up in the world that Fionna grew up in? Like, would or if he was able to live on Founder's Island with his mom and Martin, he would be a different dude. Like would he even still be a hero?
Like an instinct to kill, like just evil things, and well, maybe he would, because it's the hero comment. But
he'd probably be a hero the way his mom is, where he'd be like a doctor or something.
Just definitely an urge to help people, for sure.
Yeah.
I think, and like at first I was like trying to understand why she did hide the crown, and I think it kind of makes sense, where like she just was trying to figure out who she was and what like she wanted truly, because like the plan
she felt bad for Simon to have to be Ice King. That's what I think.
There's that too.
Yeah.
I think there's like, and then obviously Cake doesn't want that to happen, because
she wants to be Cake.
Cake is, which is fair. We were talking about too how like Cake has gone to multiple realities where she remained magical and could still stretch, but then she associates going back to that reality. Like, they understand that like she wouldn't be Cake anymore if they went back.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
It would reset her in some way.
And they still went back, so I don't know if like she would remain magical with the powers that Prismo gave her, or...
I do have something to say about Simon putting on the crown later too, because you saying they went back to the reality reminded me of that.
They're kind of screwed over.
Yeah, for sure. But the Star, so the Star we saw militarized bubblegum versus Marceline, who was raised by Vampire King because Simon died. And Peppermint Butler was the tank. Yeah, and like you said earlier, we saw Martin interact with Baby Finn because they accidentally brought Baby Finn.
From the Pillow Baby world.
Yeah, that world was dark. Not Pillow Baby world.
Dude, that world was scary. Dude, I was crying.
It's like, whoa! No, but the Star world was dark because she didn't take out the vampires. You saw the episode, but it was a lot darker than I thought it would be. It was like the parallels between Marshall and Bubblegum and Gary and Marshall Lee. I love Gary and Marshall Lee, by the way. Donald Glover's the GOAT.
Yeah, the back and forth with that.
Yeah,
just like Gary standing up for him too is like,
and it shows
beautiful.
Like how different, like essentially the same struggle is in a weird way, because like the struggle on Vamp World was like they're gonna kill each other, because they're not in the right place. And then, like, the same struggle is, like, man, they're gonna be socially exiled for not liking their mom. It's, like, it's kind of the same struggle, but so different. And it's like, man, this Vamp world is terrible.
Yeah.
Star Marshalling is sick, though. She's awesome.
The costumes with that were super cool.
Yeah.
And it was really, really interesting to see just the duality. I keep saying duality.
The duality of man.
Duality of man. But just like the complexity of Marceline and Bonnie's relationship in that world, because there's a lot of like hints where
Yeah, like I'll have your heart.
I'll have your heart, like
Yeah.
I'm gonna like stab it out and stuff, but like she leaves like that. She's about to like cut Simon's head off because she's like,
Yeah.
"What did you say?"
Yeah,
But
'cause
then she knows that there's something there. Um, I don't know. It's just so like it's very beautiful.
I wonder
The
how
back and forth in that episode
yeah.
between the like Fiona and Cake's reality and then that version of their love.
It's weird that the city was still standing. Cause like I've always thought like the reason the Candy Kingdom and stuff existed wasn't because they like bulldozed the city. It was just because like naturally it had fallen into ruins, and like grass went over it over 1,000 years. But how is how do you think Martin is there? Because my idea was because Marceline was protecting the humans and they were able to leave and go to Founder's Island. Without her protecting them, the vampires just killed all those humans. So Martin was born on mainland Ooh because his ancestors never went to Founder's Island, so he never met Minerva, never had Finn, and then got brain damage fighting the Guardian. So he just like was really lucky that his ancestors happened to exist, and he just never like knew about any of that, and that's why he's like not brain damaged and is still a good person.
Never became a criminal.
I want to say too, something that really frustrates me is I feel like people don't understand Martin, because I saw somebody say this version of Martin from the vampire world was like he saw Finn and like, oh, I know he would have been a good father because he sacrificed himself for Fiona. Martin was a good father till he got brain damage. He did sacrifice himself for Finn. That's why the Guardian messed him up. That was his sacrifice. So it's in this reality, he sacrificed himself for the hero comet again, and this time died. In the main timeline, he lived and now is a different person because he got, hurt so badly by the Guardian. He doesn't remember. But he did still make that heroic sacrifice. And he's a total wad now, but he was originally a hero.
Yeah, like obviously he was just a really good person because like Minerva was too. Like they just like
Yeah.
they loved each other and it just made sense to both of them to like have that relationship. But then like
Things didn't work out.
obviously things changed, which there
say the
is
least.
like an AI Minerva in
Oh,
one of the
yeah.
very first wherever that is.
You think
where
it
they're
Martin
walking through and stuff.
Yeah, because she's like, the
Just remember
human
that.
area.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if Martin comes back. That'd be an interesting reunion.
Yeah, I mean that
I think that's probably why Finn doesn't live with the humans. Is he can't
Probably.
probably doesn't like seeing
it's
his robo mom.
that line where
Yeah, he's like, is
Finn
this
is
real?
like trying to ask if she is like
Yeah.
if like talking to that program is like meeting his mom, like he doesn't know how to feel about that, and then she's like, I don't know, but I hope it's close enough.
Yeah, I hope that, yeah.
And that's just like it's so I think that more
It's
than
tough.
anything kind of puts in the perspective of just like the war, and Finn like was orphaned and he was raised by dogs,
Yeah.
and I don't know, it's like it's really wild. It's a very interesting just story.
Yeah.
Just in general. I love like
There's so much to it.
the simultaneous like goofiness and just deep sadness that exists in the world.
Going from the star to Jerry, something that I feel like a lot of people notice, but I'm not seeing anybody talk about. They totally just left baby Finn in the vampire world. I think that's intentional, but still, like, when they went to Jerry, I was like, where is he? He's not with them. Like, she emptied her backpack and he was not there. Like, they totally abandoned him.
Martin does have him.
But he's dead. Martin's dead.
Oh yeah.
But so he was inside the tank being
forgot
trained
that
by
he
AI
died.
Peppermint Butler. So do you think we're going to see this Finn later as like a vampire killing badass who was trained by this AI Peppermint Butler inside the tank? and he's just gonna like take them all out.
I mean, everybody in that reality was a baby, so is he even gonna age?
He'll just always be a baby. He's just a little tiny
going to
baby.
age. I mean, that's
There's the theory too that world was BMO's wish, the baby world.
whoa.
I don't know. I haven't read into it too much, but I thought that was funny. But yeah, I mean, I kind of hope he grows up and is like, a vampire hunting beast.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be pretty cool. I think it's, which to be fair, when they were running out of like places to travel to, like, and they were in the vampire world, and like Fiona and Cake were like, I don't know if we can do this, like, but this is like the best time to like try, because like we don't know if the crown's even going to exist in the next world. Like they don't know. Honestly, like I think your best option is probably to leave like baby Finn with like Bubblegum in that instance and Peppermint Butler, because you know that in that reality
Bubblegum, if she lived,
they're good people.
Yeah, if Bubblegum lived, she could train him.
And beyond that, like what if they came to a reality where like the Bubblegum that was in the ice world, like you can't trust that one. And, like they know their version of Bubblegum. I don't know. It'd be tricky for sure, because it's like, do I take them with me or? But it kind of seems like they just forgot.
Yeah.
I don't think they were thinking about it.
I feel like later they're gonna be like, oh my gosh,
Where's the baby?
where's the baby?
Where's the baby?
Finally on to Jerry. The commonly accepted theory is that that's the world where the Lich wished to end all life, but I have beef with that, because there's a couple things in the background that happened much later than season 4. Like the note Finn wrote, and there's something else. Oh, I mean, Ice King Sings Everything Stays, which is from season 7. But I guess Marceline could have shared it with him at an earlier date. But I don't know. I just
forgot about it.
Yeah, I think there's like... It probably is... I don't know. I think it isn't that reality. I think it's something different. Still very cool, though. That episode was crazy. Dude, when I saw the Lich again, I was freaking out. I was like, yo!
Cool. That was really cool.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if the Lich has a gender, but I would still like to see a female Lich.
Yeah.
Like, that would be cool to just see, like, the way that they would design that. Like, I don't know why I want to see that so bad, but that would be cool. Like, it's just, like, an alternate version. But, like...
The Lich is so cool.
He is. It doesn't make sense, because he's supposed to be the same in every reality, but... Let me have this.
Please, let me have this.
But yeah, that part was pretty sick. Cause
the cease. I was like, woo.
You're like, what kind of, like, creature is Jerry? Because, like, knowing
yeah,
Bimo,
we didn't
it's
know.
Like, is he, like, a rock?
Yeah. I thought Jerry was going to be football. It was just going to be, like, a big mirror.
I was trying to think of, like... Because Bimo messed up Finn's name at the end of the main series.
Phil.
And, like, I was trying to think of, like...
Like, oh, is it Jake?
Yeah, was it Jake or... anything that started with a J. But so something that I thought was very interesting about that is going back to the star, Peppermint Butler's like essence, like his soul, was an AI that Bubblegum created in that vampire universe, assuming that he didn't exist before then.
Mm-hmm.
And his like he wasn't recreated.
Oh, I know where you're going
tank.
with this. Yeah, okay.
So in that reality, that like confirms that AI can be like a soul
in another reality,
yeah.
Or like even in that reality, it's like a different version of that soul
within that. So the Lich's wish in this reality, in the Jerry, like the Jerry verse, like was to like just destroy all life. But in the episode where Finn first fights the Lich, the power of liking someone a lot is the only thing that like counteracted him. Like he was completely powerless to Finn because he was wearing the sweater that Princess Bubblegum made for him, and because he loved Princess Bubblegum at that point. So his crush saved his life in that instance. And back to Bimo, in this world where he's friends with Jerry, it's like he has like Bimo's purpose is just to have fun.
You know,
be optimistic and always just like to love the world around him. So like BMO's soul to me is just pure love, and that's why he wasn't killed by the lich.
Yeah, I heard what you said before, and that's not how I interpreted it. Like how you said it. I thought you were saying like, oh, BMO can like bring everyone back, and I was like, no, I think they're dead.
They are dead.
But like the way I interpreted the episode was, BMO didn't die because BMO wasn't alive. But now that you say that and you bring up the sweater thing, maybe it was just genuinely the lich could not kill BMO because
his soul is full of love,
just
like,
so wholesome,
and that's awesome. And
I like that.
Like maybe that's part of like the lich's like depression. Like, he failed.
Yeah, and he's like, I cannot succeed.
And then,
he could probably like go and crush BMO with his bare hands though.
Yeah,
but he's just laying there like shit.
He couldn't get rid of his soul though.
Yeah,
like what's the point?
Yeah,
and like maybe that's why he's so depressed.
He would just be
because like BMO just comes into the like that room occasionally,
and he's like,
hey, it's like a constant reminder.
I also love BMO was like, Jerry is tall and funny. And knowing BMO, I bet you the lich didn't say a single word to BMO other than like originally like, you have bested me, child, or something like,
I have failed. He's like, oh Jerry,
oh Jerry.
But yeah, that's the way that I saw that, because
I like that.
I think that BMO is like their guide in the world, but there has to be like a reason why he's still there, and that's the reason why I think he survived. I think that in any reality, BMO is the lich's like
opposite.
He is the true hero Kami is what I'm trying to say. No, but he's like, love is like the extinction of the lich.
Yeah. It's like how Harmony was the reverse of Golb. Oh, okay. Finally. Okay, so first of all, Simon and Betty was amazing. Like,
those
seeing Simon and Betty,
almost made me cry twice. I did shed a tear on one of them.
It was great.
Those were beautiful.
It was so wholesome.
Oh, yeah.
And it was such a stark contrast.
Yes.
Here's my theory. At the end of the episode, we see Simon, like, he's putting on the crown to become Ice King again. He's like, goodbye, Brain. And then right before he does, we see Golb show up. This can mean so many things. Initially, I thought it was Betty finally stepping in and being like, okay, this has gone far enough. But actually, what I think it is now, after thinking about it more and rewatching the original series, she wishes for the ability to keep Simon safe. And I think she wants for Simon to not be the Ice King again. So I think him putting on the crown isn't Betty stepping in. Yeah, it's like he literally cannot become the Ice King again. So,
it can't happen.
Yeah, so I think that like maybe him seeing Betty is not going to be what he wants it to be. I think like she's a combination of all the Bettys, because we didn't see any Bettys in the multiverse. I think they maybe all combined into Golb. And so now she's like, this is like much more serious than what I was doing previously. I still don't want you to be the Ice King, but like, I can't help you. Like, you gotta, I'm not coming back. Like, you can't get me back. Like, this is so much more important than being Simon and Betty.
Because she would be completely detached from
and I think that
humanity.
Will be
she's a god.
I think that will destroy Simon if that's what happens.
Yeah.
Like, just her being like, I don't have any attachment to you anymore.
Because the crown did not touch his head.
Exactly. Yeah, it was right before it did.
Okay, yeah.
So I think that... Yeah, that would be super intense.
Okay, I thought that, like... So, I forgot that the crown has to be on your head, like the very first, like, Dinosaur Gunter.
Yeah.
I love the way that Dinosaur Gunter looks, by the way. He's so cute. It's funny. But, anyway, like, he puts the crown on and he's like, I want to be like Master. So then he has like the ice powers or whatever. And what's cool is, like, I thought that his wish was like right before like Scarab's about to attack him from behind and everything, and he's like, goodbye, sanity or whatever.
Yeah.
And that goodbye reminds him of Betty. And in the very last moment, like, I thought that he like messed up and put on the crown and accidentally wished to see Betty again. But like, it didn't touch his head. Yeah. So it's like, that's awesome. Like, I didn't even catch
something else occurred to me while you were saying that. We in Come Along With Me, we see everybody's dead. Simon is still not dead. He's not in Come Along With Me. So it means somehow Simon outlives Finn. So is he going to become a god and live with Betty Glob style? Or Golb style?
the power to protect Simon, so he never
Yeah, you think he'll never die? That's brutal.
he hasn't aged.
He has a gray hair, but that's about it.
Maybe he ages like Renesmee, bro. He's gonna live a long time.
I don't think there's really, like, maybe I'm just being dark, but I don't think there's any way this turns out good for Simon. Like, either he's gonna live forever and be without Betty and hate it, or maybe he'll, like, get to become Golb with Betty, or, like, you know, I don't know.
I mean, so love is something that can resist the Lich, which
Yeah.
before that point, like
Ooh, Harmony can resist Golb, and she's Golb. What if he uses the song that he keeps saying is their song?
the song,
Yeah.
like there has to be something. Like I think it's possible that Golb could like deteriorate, fall apart, which could be really bad for a lot of people.
Yeah, that would not be great.
But maybe Betty's entity could be detached from Golb
Yeah.
in order to have them be together and like transcend to the 57th Dead World or something.
Yeah, because we see in Come Along With Me, there's the huge hole in Golb before he begins to reform. So I think it was like the song wasn't quite strong enough, but it was strong enough to get Finn, Simon, and not Betty, but she could have escaped. But it was almost strong enough to get them all out. So like, what if the song that they consider their song is strong enough to fully destroy
because
Golb?
there's such a focus on the song.
Yeah,
too.
for sure.
Like that part is beautiful
For sure.
in episode 8. So like, bro,
That would be awesome.
Simon's gonna like start belting, bro. He's gonna have like a musical like masterpiece.
this
and then Betty's
podcast-
gonna start crying.
This podcast is going to come out 2 days before we see what happens. So a lot of people are going to watch this after seeing the finale, and they're going to either be like, man, they were right, or they're going to be like, what a bunch of idiots.
They're like, man, they just watched it and then
Yeah, if
acted
we're
like
right.
they didn't see it.
Like, look at the date, bro. I really hope that's what it is. That would be awesome.
That
I'm
would be
sure if
really
it's
cool.
not that, they'll do something cooler because they're a lot better writers than I am.
Like the end of episode 8 kind of gives you like that stomach drop feeling
Yeah.
that Jake the dog and Finn the human had,
for sure.
which is awesome. Like I never thought that I would feel like that sort of like intense sort of
Yeah,
like, oh my
with
god,
something
like,
else, yeah.
what is happening right now, like in Adventure Time again, and that's awesome. Like it's just like it's so cool. Also, the side note, the two like henchmen or henchwomen that the like quote unquote nice Ice King had,
Oh, yeah, they look like pearls.
they looked like Pearls.
Yeah.
And I thought that Pearl's my favorite Steven Universe character. So I thought
Rebecca
that was pretty
Sugar's like,
cool.
don't mind if I do.
Don't mind if I do. But yeah, I didn't even think about that. He didn't make a wish. Fionna and Cake. Who knows what's gonna happen
Yeah.
to Fionna? Honestly, like I'm more concerned about seeing what happens to Simon at this point.
Yeah, because I feel like they're going to go back to their world. Simon's going to probably go through some mental turmoil, and that will result in their world having stuff go wrong because they exist inside Simon's head. So there's probably going to be a bunch of problems, maybe some villains they have to fight. Maybe Jerry will show up.
Jerry.
Yeah, but honestly, like obviously I don't hope Fionna and Cake die, but I'm really interested in the Simon story. So we'll see how that goes.
Like something else that could happen too is like maybe after going to all of these worlds, Fionna just thinks like, I'm not an adventurer. Like I can't
Yeah.
go out and kill
Like
things
opposite
without
of
like
Finn.
being worried about my life and just like all the ties that
I
I,
w-
have. So
I-
maybe she writes like a Fionna and Cake fan
Book.
fiction, and it's like it's based on like her cat, and everyone in that world is like, oh, that's so cute. And
Yeah.
she's like, you have no idea.
I
But I think that'd be cool.
I know multiversal hopping is against the rules and it's a crossover and Prismo's not allowed to do it, but I really want Finn to train Fionna.
That would be dope.
I feel like she would love Finn because she's always talking about like, man, this is always what I've dreamed of. So to see that like Finn did all that, I know that like they would get along. Like they would definitely like, her being trained by him would definitely be like one of her dreams for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, is it anymore though? Like we don't really know what she's thinking.
Yeah, true.
But something else that's been going on is like it happened to the hot dog guys, and then the
Yeah, where they glitch. They
the,
glitch.
the bomb onion, the garbos.
Yeah, the Garbo that just turned into an onion. And
garlic.
BMO turned into the alarm clock. Or yeah, it turned into garlic. Yeah.
Yeah, and like whatever they touch becomes like quote unquote normal because their reality exists outside of like what this is.
Yeah.
So that kind of insinuates that like there's the multiverse and then space outside of it.
What if this is all just a big drop, like real life update? like our world is the world that exists in Simon's head. And they're like, by the way, guys, magic is back, and we're just all like, what?
Like it's kind of sad because like they're insinuating that like Fionna and Cake's world is ours.
Yeah.
Where things are just lame.
Just suddenly,
normal.
when the episode comes out, just like, and we're like, oh, I'm magic now.
New Prismo update just dropped.
I knew
click the purple button on your remote to gain magical powers.
I knew it was more important.
But there's that, and then also the part where BMO dies in Jerry is hilarious.
It's just like, poor BMO, man.
So
I never
sad.
thought I would watch BMO die. That's tough.
It's the same kind of like when Fionna and Cake are just like obliterating the candy, like
you're just
people.
like, oh.
You're, like that part where Beamon's just like, oh, and then just like explodes was so.
It's very
like...
similar to when Jake popped Bubble, like that emotion when you're just watching it and you're like, oh.
Beamon was like, what are you doing? That part was so unexpected, though. I was not expecting
Bubble would have
it to
lived
happen.
to that execution because there's still air. I guess BMO doesn't need air, so maybe no, but they breathed air. I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, extinction of all life is that like.
Just Bubble went quiet and people was like, bruh.
That Earth has an atmosphere. I don't know how important.
Yeah, that is. Well, I mean, somehow Fionna, Cake, and Simon were alive.
Well, the air
Yeah.
left in. Wait.
Yeah. Because Bubble was alive in the air.
Well, you need like trees.
Do you think Bubble was real? That's what I just realized. You think Bubble was just not real? It was all...
I mean, probably not.
I just realized that. Damn.
It very well could be that like the episode where that baby was going around with BMO too, like that just like the BMO.
Yeah.
Like, well, the baby was real. The
Yeah,
baby was
because
real.
we see it
He
later.
becomes a cowboy.
Interesting. So the last two episodes came out last Thursday. And the date. Like, do you remember the 21st night of September?
Yo, dude. I don't actually. International Peace Day, though, am I right?
Let's go!
I was looking up what all the names of the episodes were to, like, organize our thoughts for the podcast. And we got, like, I'm going to look it up again, because there was, like, a little sneak peek, I believe.
Sneaky peeky.
Fionna
Yeah, it
and
was
Cake
called
all
something.
episodes.
Maybe it's called the fastest racing car on all your tracks now. I'm the fastest racing car on all your
Lightning
tracks now.
Experiment number 95.
I feel like most people aren't going to know what that is. I'm the fastest racing car on all your tracks now.
Bars.
You'll figure it out.
So this next one, supposedly, release date September 28th. So
Checks
right.
out. Checks out.
It says on Google right now that the new episode is called Casper and Nova.
Casper and Nova.
There's even a little... So Simon finds his mind transported across time and space while danger closes in on Fionna and Cake.
So, yeah, what I said. Like, he's going to be experiencing emotional turmoil while it manifests in Fionna and Cake's world.
His mind, though.
Oh, it didn't say his body? It says his mind is transported across time and space.
Interesting.
That's sus.
I don't think he died.
Nah, no way.
Right.
No way. No way. No way he died there.
There's no way. Yeah, I
No.
don't think that they would have just killed him like that. I mean, they killed Vimo just like that, but so it just had only his mind is transported across. So obviously, he's gonna talk to or see, or just be around Betty.
Yeah.
Begold.
Bagel.
Oh,
Bagel.
Gold Betty. And that's obviously going to be really tough for our boy Simon.
Yeah. I don't think that'll go the way he wants it to.
Definitely
TBH.
not. He's gonna. I think it's gonna be like, he's gonna be talking to her, and then like nothing's gonna happen for a little bit, and then like right before he's about to like leave or something, he'll like
She's
start
gonna-
singing
yeah,
or
yeah,
something,
yeah.
and then like all of the other like
She'd be like, "Oh my
I
god!"
don't know, like omnipotent forces are gonna be like, "You idiot mortal, what are you doing?
Yeah.
That's not gonna work." And then she starts to like fall apart, and then they fall in love and spend the rest of their lives together, maybe.
And they kiss, and they're friends, and then they get married.
And I would feel really sad if we had all these flashbacks for like nothing. Too.
Yeah. I hope they do a season 2.
That would be cool.
I think now that we're an hour and 10 minutes in, that ends the Adventure Time segment. Get ready for the next 9 hours of this podcast.
Maybe I could split it in 2, maybe.
No, it's fine. They
No?
got it. Most
No, they
podcasts are
got
pretty
it.
long.
Yeah.
I did want to talk about. I know you don't care for racing, but I'm the fastest racing car in all your tracks now. No,
Did you write that down?
Yeah. Fastest racer, right there. Did you? You don't watch Rick and Morty, but you know about the replacement voices, right? Because Justin Roiland, they had to replace him.
Yeah.
They hadn't said who the replacement voices are, but this morning, which is gonna date this podcast, we actually recorded it the day before we posted it. They posted the trailer with the new voices, and people have stuff to say. People have their opinions on it. They don't like the new Rick, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I don't care. I don't think that.
Yeah.
Like, it's totally Justin's fault. So, like, if the voices are different, the voices are different.
I also do not care, but I think for different reasons.
Yeah.
I think that like I've seen parts of Rick and Morty, like some parts like really, like it can be really moving and stuff. The sense of humor isn't like exactly what I find funny, which is fine. I mean,
It was
that's-
definitely my jam in high school, middle school and high school.
I think that's when I was like, because it's like the Adult Swim kind of factor where you're like, man,
I'm not
like,
supposed to be
old enough
watching this."
watching this. But then, like, now that like I watch Family Guy on like a normal basis. Well, I don't, but like I think in high school it was definitely like a year or two
It's
where
like,
I was like, whoa, I get to
whoa.
watch it now.
And now I watch Family Guy clips and I'm like, this is not funny.
Yeah, like
Rick and Morty I do think is funny still. I
Yeah.
still enjoy Rick and Morty, I will say.
yeah, for sure.
It's a different thing. It's a different style. But yeah, I was curious what you would say, what you would think about that.
Yeah, I mean, he obviously.
Justifiably got kicked off the show.
Yeah, I think that that's fair with just everything that happened. And it is. It's like as like a celebrity or a politician or anything like that. It's like your career is very closely linked to like your choices and
Yeah.
just legal status. I
The
guess.
heinous crimes you commit.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I don't want to be sued. I just want to. I'm gonna just show you the trailer, and I don't think I can show it on stream, but I'm gonna show them the trailer. We'll be right back.
Sorry, guys. I'd like to formally apologize for talking outside of the podcast.
It's okay, guys. You just watch the trailer.
If you showed me that and like asked me if I noticed anything different, I'd be like, nah, it's Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have noticed that it was a different voice actor, honestly.
I initially, when I first watched the trailer, because I've been hyping up in my mind, like, oh my god, who's gonna play them? Woo! And then when I heard it, I was like, oh man, it sounds a little different. Anyway.
Anyway, Fionna and Cake.
Yeah, it's like, it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. There are definitely, like, episodes of Rick and Morty that I've watched where I was like, okay, like, I can see why people like this, and it's fun. I've just never personally gotten into it, but, you know,
Yeah.
I never think that... I mean, it is upsetting when a voice actor changes, like Prismo.
Yeah, and the whole
especially
reason for that was
knowing
goofy.
That, like, it was just like his agents, like, knowing that he probably would have done it for any like price.
They're like, no, he's not. He doesn't want to do it.
It's like, I don't know. I feel like the people that work for that
People
make
that work for you
Adventure
should
Time
work for you.
probably wouldn't like just say like, so you'll do it for free.
Yeah,
right?"
so basically it's free.
like
No,
even if like
Yeah,
it's
his
a
agent's
passion project, like
screwed up.
obviously that's his decision.
And
like,
he said Prismo is one of his favorite characters he's ever played.
Yeah.
So they fumbled there. His agents fumbled. So
That-
for anybody who doesn't know,
That's stupid.
they originally, the guy who played Prismo publicly said, like, it's stupid that they didn't ask me to be Prismo. I was never even asked. And then the Adventure Time team was like, no, we reached out to your agents, and they said you didn't want to do it. So
Fired!
so basically what happened is the agents just didn't ever tell him about it, which is stupid. But yeah, I was just curious what you had to say about the Rick and Morty voices.
Rick.
Next on my docket,
Rick and Morty.
it just said, I don't remember what this is. It just says, what would you do? So what would you do?
What would I do?
Yeah, what would you do?
I'm looking at your notes right now, seeing what would you do, and I'm thinking, wow.
Yeah.
Maybe it was like, what would you do if you were in Simon's situation? What would you
Man,
do if...
probably not. It's just,
So,
dude, I don't know. The way my brain works, well, I will never.
let's answer that then. What would you do if you were... You're Simon Petrikov,
Dude. Yeah.
you are in an instance where you could travel between worlds to try and find another crown that you know will make you insane, and you're kind of secretly hoping that you can find your
Yeah.
love again.
So
Like,
I
would
think
you do it?
the reason, what I always saw Simon wanting to be Ice King again as was like, first of all, it will save Fionna and Cake's world, but also it was like, I don't have to suffer anymore. Like Simon. Like, I don't have to hurt anymore. Because he said, I used to pretend to be Ice King. Because it was like, even though he was insane, it still didn't like feel sad. So I would probably be like, yeah, like if I'm gonna live forever, might as well just be Ice King, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know if he knows that he can live forever, though, because he doesn't...
Yeah.
He didn't hear Betty say that.
Yeah, you're right.
So I don't know, like, maybe he's just like immortal and he doesn't even know. Like, what happens when he does try to wish to see Betty?
Oh, in Prismo's time room?
Yeah,
He makes a basketball hoop, and he's like, oh, shoot, this has never happened before. It's the same thing that happened with Magic Man and Margles. So Prismo can't make wishes that affect gold. Because that's also how Margles died. She got swallowed by gold.
I wonder why it was a basketball hoop, though. I wonder if there's
Yeah,
any
I think it's just a throwaway. I don't know.
significance to that. Maybe that's like some sort of like tie in like their relationship.
But it also, I think it also happened with Magic Man and Margles. I don't know though.
Was it still a basketball hoop?
Yeah, it was like a basketball hoop over a trash can.
It's basically just saying you missed your shot.
Yeah, maybe.
And even if you make it, it was still trash.
But yeah, I think he literally says like, "Ah, shoot, this has never happened before."
Darn.
DRAG. Yeah, the rest of my notes are kind of like whatever.
I would like to give a shout out to a TikTok user called Good Burger Employee.
Yeah,
they
they commented on my TikTok and said, "When's the Plant Pod coming back?"
I should have said we would like to shout out
Yeah.
a person. I don't know.
We're back.
We don't know anything about them except that they wanted to see more.
So if you made it all the
Of
way
this.
in the pod and you're here, comment. You saved us.
You saved the podcast.
Yeah. We definitely weren't, like I said at the beginning, we definitely weren't like, oh, I don't want to do that anymore. It was just because of sickness stuff. So expect more. Unless we get sick again.
I think I was just kind of busy with like job stuff too, and
Yeah.
I wasn't.
He works at
thinking about it,
Fazbear's Pizzeria now as a night guard.
but- Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, it's pretty wild. I could have sworn last night I saw like something on the security like cameras, but we don't have to get
What,
in-
like a person breaking in?
No, it's I don't like I was pretty tired. I don't know if like it's actually something that happened or if I was just kind of like
Well, what did you see? Like,
I could have been asleep, honestly. It's
that's not good.
it's silly. Like it's not gonna sound real.
Yeah. It's really sad what happened there back in 87.
Wait, what happened in what?
Let's talk about that another
What
time on the podcast. It's kind of
No, I mean save it for the podcast, right?
Yeah, save it for the podcast. We'll talk about it next time. It's just it's dark.
Okay, yeah.
They do have the movie coming out soon about that place, so
Really?
maybe I think it's a
Wait,
documentary. So
No way.
yeah, they'll explain probably.
Weird.
Yeah, hype. I'm surprised you didn't hear about it since you worked there. That's
No,
crazy.
I'm surprised you didn't say something to me, dude. Like,
But I thought you knew.
no,
I thought for
is
sure.
it kind of like
you
one of
knew.
those things that goes without saying? Because, like,
It's huge. It was in the news all over. They made games about it.
I mean, I wasn't alive in 1987.
That's true. That's fair, dude.
I
That's
mean-
fair. Do they when you're applying for the job, they don't bring anything like that up? They're just like,
I mean, there were, like, safety training videos,
Yeah.
but, like, I don't know. They were saying, like, I think it was, like, kind of part of, like, a Halloween attraction thing, because, like, Halloween's coming up and stuff. And
Yeah.
they're like,
for sure.
sometimes they move around at night, and there's, like, a nighttime attraction and stuff where, like, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been working.
Keep
I've been
me
putting
updated on
in,
that.
5 to 9s with Freddie, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy. Very interesting personalities
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, I haven't been since I was a kid. I'll have to stop by sometime.
I never went there as a kid because I don't know. Yeah, I think that it was like the main sort of era of it was definitely before I was born.
Yeah, I hear it's pretty gross now.
It's like, I don't know.
I heard it stinks.
It smells like rotting bodies.
Damn!
It's bad, dude.
Wow.
Like, it smells disgusting, and it's like worse. It's the worst in the room, like where the kids always go. Like there's the stage with the animatronics and stuff. I don't know if somebody like has just maybe there's just a pizza.
Do they have a cleaning crew?
I don't know. Like I
Yeah,
think
maybe that's part of it. Maybe you got to check it out. See what the smell is.
No, I kind of just stay in my room most of the night. I do have doors that I try to keep closed.
So deep into this bit, dude.
It's like lights. There's some funky noises too, bro.
It's like boom, 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 boom.
Or.
Oh man, that sounds interesting. That sounds crazy.
Yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's movie though, guys. Corey Kenshin's gonna be in it.
Which we are not promoting, by the way, because pay your actors.
Ooh.
Get dunked on. Pay your actors, then maybe I'll see your movie.
Maybe I'll go to the AMC's.
Not till you pay your actors, though. I'm gonna pirate it.
Ooh. What are they gonna do about that?
Yep.
Probably arrest us.
The writer's strike's probably over, which is good. Now just pay the actors, and
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yep.
I would like to support the arts.
Me personally. Wow. I figured we wouldn't get through everything, so I'm pretty excited.
Oh yeah. I mean, I feel like we talked about.
Yeah, everything. I feel like I got everything I wanted to say.
Yeah, I think that the biggest takeaways for me are like Fionna is unsure about what she wants now, which is surprising because she was willing to leave the world
Yeah, that she knew.
that she lives in,
And now she
try
wants to
and
go
figure
back
out.
to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. Cake is funny. I like Cake.
Yeah.
I really cannot wait to see what happens between
Yeah.
Golbetti and Simon.
Yeah.
That is going to be awesome. And BMO is awesome and resisted the Lich only to
Yeah. Croak from.
tragically end his own life in an act of bravery for our heroes, protagonists, if you will.
Yeah. Overall, good show. Good stuff.
Good
Definitely
things-
check it out.
big things happening.
I am hoping that the studios, since I brought up the strike, I am hoping that the studios pay their actors accordingly soon because I really want to talk about. But I am not going to promote that.
I mean, I personally like being paid.
Yeah, that would be pretty sick
I'm
to
a
be
fan
paid a
of
fair
that.
wage.
My new job, I actually get paid I mean, it's long nights, but I think that it's definitely worth it. Just 5 days a week.
You get 2 days off of work?
Yeah. So 5 days a week, all nights.
When do you get off?
I said 9 to 5, but it's actually more like 12 to about like 6 in the
Wow.
morning.
That's intense.
I'm like, I swear, as soon
No
as
wonder
the
you're
clock
so tired all the
strikes
time.
6, dude, I'm so I
You're
like
like,
I literally start
"Whoa."
cheering. Like yeah, exactly, dude. Like I stand up in the chair and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. That's a
And I
long
throw
day.
confetti up in the air and long night, more like, yeah.
Long night at Freddy's.
Especially with like,
I didn't mean it like that.
long night, big things happening. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. Something happened the other night. Maybe just the first night. I'm going in again tonight.
Well, good luck, man.
No, I'm done with that. Don't worry.
I hope you guys enjoyed. We're probably gonna we're gonna go eat at Freddy's Pizzeria.
Freddy's Fredbear's Family Diner.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the Pizzaplex.
Yeah,
So
get a discount.
yeah, thanks for listening. We'll see you in the next one, guys.
Thank you guys. Thank you, saplings.
Bye. 2 peas in a podcast.